Hello friends, welcome back to channel NEET. Today we are going to continue with the chapter that is known as biological classification. Today is lecture number 7 and we have been continuing with the topic of kingdom Monera. In previous videos we have covered about the topic of history of kingdom Monera, general characteristics of kingdom Monera, and we have started with the topic regarding classification. In last lecture we had seen in details about the Archaebacteria. In today's topic we are going to cover up the topic regarding actinomycetes. So let us start with actinomycetes. So we'll be seeing the details of actinomycetes. So let us see the first point. Generally, actinomycetes is a Greek word. It is a Greek word. Actinos means ray. Myces means fungi. Or mushroom. Let us see the next point. They were described by Ferdinand Kohn in year 1875. In 1875 he observed some filamentous form organism he named them as Streptothrix foersteri. So in 1875 Ferdinand John has given the name as Streptothrix foersteri. He discovered this organism in lacrimal gland. So what are the lacrimal gland? They are also known as tear gland. Fine. Let us see the third point now. In year 1878 C.O. Haars coined the term actinomycetes. He discovered them in bovine lumpy jaw case. So this is a disease. So let us revise the important points regarding actinomycetes. Okay, it is a Greek term where actinos means ray and myces means fungi or mushroom. Second point, it was first discovered by Ferdinand Kohn in 1875. He observed this bacteria in filamentous form and named it as, he has given a special name to it. He has named it as Steptothrix forsteri. Okay, he found them in lacrimal gland. Lacrimal glands are those glands which produces tears. Let us see the third point. In 1878, so here becomes very important, C.O. Hars has coined this term for the first time, and he changed the name from Steptothrix forsteri to actinomycetes. Okay, so he has given a naming to it. We call it as actinomyces. The term was coined by C.O. Hars. Okay, and this particular bacteria was observed by C.O. Hars in bovine lumpy jaw case. Okay, this is a disease which generally occur to cattle. Wherever you get a word that is regarding bovine, you relate that word with cattle. Okay, fine. The jaw becomes lumpy, means the jaw is going to swell up. Okay, in such cattle he has seen actinomycetes. Fine. So now we'll see up some few more points regarding actinomycetes. Let us see the next point. Actinomycetes are also known as mycobacteria, mycelial bacteria, and ray fungi. So these are the names which are given to actinomycetes. Let us see the next point. Let us understand the morphological appearance of actinomycetes. So you can see a branching pattern in actinomycetes which will be going like this, and the other part will be developing in the form of conidia, and which might get attached. Now this structure is known as conidiophore. And the structure over here, we call this as conidia. But probably these are the properties of fungi, but currently we are reading about bacteria, so don't forget this particular point. We are seeing bacteria, we are not seeing fungi. Okay, since it shows a appearance of conidia and conidiophore, we have given it as a special name which is known as ray fungi. It is also known as mycelial bacteria because this particular is nothing but the mycelium like structure. Let us now see the next point. Actinomycetes is considered as connecting link between bacteria and fungi. You know the reason why. You can see of the morphological appearance. Okay, this is the property of fungi, not of the bacteria. So actinomycetes is a connecting link between bacteria and fungi. Let us see the next point. Its cell wall of actinomycetes is rich in lipid. It also has waxes. It also shows the presence of fatty acid, which is known as mycolic mycolic acid. Let us see the next point. It is very important. Remember, fungi are eukaryotic, whereas actinomycetes are prokaryotic. Therefore, actinomycetes are placed in kingdom Monera and not in fungi because of it has presence of prokaryotic nucleus. So let us quickly revise some important terms here. Okay, actinomycetes has many names. First is mycobacteria, so this becomes one name. It is also known as mycelial bacteria or filamentous bacteria. Mycelial bacteria is also considered as filamentous bacteria. There is one more name given to actinomycetes, and that is nothing but an ray fungi. So these are the names which are given to actinomycetes. Now let us see the morphological appearance. If you see the morphological appearance, you can see a hyphae like structure. Okay, a tube like structure, that is nothing but an hyphae. Okay, you can see we have named it as conidiophore. So here this becomes your conidiophore, and you can see some circular structure over here. We have named it as conidia. Actinomycetes are generally considered as connecting link, okay, between bacteria and fungi. So this becomes again important point. They are rich in the cell wall. They are rich with lipid waxes and the fatty acid which is known as mycolic acid. Generally, though they look like fungi, but they are never classified in fungi. The reason of the nucleus, fungi has an eukaryotic nucleus, whereas actinomycetes has an prokaryotic nucleus. Therefore, it is always classified under kingdom Monera, and it is not an fungi, it is an bacteria. So don't get confused. So now we'll see up some more important points with regard to actinomycetes. Let us see the next point regarding actinomycetes. They are mesophilic. Let us see the next point. They are aerobic as well as anaerobic. Let's see the next point. They release extra cellular digestive enzyme to decompose organic matter and can synthesize vitamin B12, that is nothing but cyanocobalamin. So this is the name for vitamin B12. If this bacteria are grown in rich cobalt medium, you will get B12 vitamin. Let us see the next point. Reproduction occurs by conidia. So let us quickly revise these important points regarding actinomycetes. Okay, these are mesophilic. Now this point become very important. Generally mesophilic means, okay, the temperature which will be between 20 degree to 45 degree. Okay, so this becomes an optimum temperature where actinomycetes can perform very well. Therefore they are mesophilic, means they don't require temperature too much cold and too much warm or hot. Okay, so in the optimum temperature which they can function is 20 degrees centigrade to 45 degree centigrade. Therefore the word mesophilic. They are aerobic, also anaerobic, depending upon the function. Generally actinomycetes, they will release an extracellular digestive enzyme. So these digestive enzyme, they will generally decompose the organic matter. So they are going to decompose the organic matter. Therefore actinomycetes are also considered as decomposers. This becomes very important. So they are also considered as decomposers. Since they are decomposing the organic matter, they can synthesize, means they can produce vitamin B12. So they have this ability to produce the vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is known as cyanocobalamin. Fine. When it is going to get synthesized, when the medium is rich with cobalt, so you can easily get the vitamin B12. Mode of reproduction is seen because of conidia. Okay, the structure which are circular in nature, which you have already seen, something like this. Okay, fine. So reproduction is done by conidia. So let us see some examples. Streptomyces, somaliensis, and Actinomyces bovis. So these are the examples of actinomycetes. So here we have covered the topic regarding actinomycetes. So we'll stop up here today. Hope you liked today's video. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.